Hello. Hello.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
So there are 4 people today for the class. Should I wait for 2 minutes and start, or should I just start? Could you? I think I shared. Is Mr. Ahmed Taha, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm listening.
Yeah. Can you just share it on the group that students have to go to the meeting which I just shared, because the last one wasn't working and I had to delete it and I had to go for the next one.
Okay, sir, let me share it for you.
Okay. I don't see anyone else coming. So I think we should just start now. Okay, I want you guys to move to a page. I want you to open the document and move to the page 96 of the document which was shared with you. Page number 96.
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
First now. Okay guys, I want you guys to take out the document which was previously shared with you on the Facebook group. I want you guys to go to page number 96. Have you opened it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can you please repeat page number?
Page number 96.
Okay.
Has everyone opened it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, let's start with the very first thing, which is the reading exam. On the reading exam, I told you guys that I would always be starting with the journal training one, and for the next exam I would be doing the academic one. But for now, you just have to focus on the basics of the reading exam. Let's start with the basics of the reading exam. The first thing you need to understand is that there are going to be 40 questions. You would be having 60 minutes, and you would be required to answer these 40 questions in 60 minutes, and you would not be given no extra time would be given. Now, when people are working on the reading exam, or when they're trying to work on the reading exam, they need to first of all understand what are the skills which are required for the reading exam. Let's write down those skills over here. Okay, Mr. Ahmed Taha, what do you see as the first thing which is required? Can you tell me what is the meaning of retention?
Um, so it's meaning to retain something.
In simple
Yeah.
words, what does that mean? What is the meaning of retaining?
No idea.
Okay,
Sustain.
I'm going to
The
show you
ability
guys.
to retain something.
I'm going to show you guys this text right now. If I ask you guys to read these two lines, would you be able to retain it? If you read these first two lines, you would be able to retain it. Like these are only two sentences. If I ask you to read this long paragraph, what would happen is that after a point, it would not be possible for you to retain the information. It would not be possible for you to retain the information. What do I mean by retention? What I mean from retention is that you would not be able to keep it in your mind. After 3-4 minutes, you will forget whatever you were trying to understand. You'll have to read the same thing again because you would not be able to retain the information. The second point is amenability. Could anyone tell me the meaning of amenability? Ms. Asma, can you tell me the meaning of amenability?
Sir, means easily persuaded, like जिसको आप आराम जो है वो समझा सकें without any force or without anything. Hello, sir.
Yeah. Are you guys able to see me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, amenability is the ability of understanding, which is understanding something which is beyond your scope of interest. I'm going to talk about it again. I'm going to explain it again. For instance, if you have been a biology student, if I ask you to read something about finance, your mind is not going to accept that thing. It is going to be a new topic. Your mind is not going to show acceptance towards the new topic, and amenability is the acceptance which your mind shows towards the topic. Got it?
Yes, sir.
The third thing is stamina. There's no one on earth who can just say to you, okay, get better at reading and you will get better at reading. Yes, when you do your exams for the first 3-4 times, you might understand, you might not understand things better, but afterwards, all those people who would not be getting a very good score on the reading would not be the ones who have problems with the techniques of the exam. They would be the ones who would be having problems with the stamina. Now, some people can read for 15 minutes, some people can read for 20 minutes, some people can read for 25 minutes, some people cannot even read for 10 minutes. So first of all, you have to understand and you have to start reading for at least 20 minutes initially, and you have to increase it by 5 minutes every day. The fourth one is grammar. You will understand it when we will start doing the exam. The fifth one is vocabulary. There would be times when you would not be able to get the right answer, not because you were bad at reading. You would not be able to get the right answer because you were not very good at vocabulary. And the last one is going to be related to practice. Now, I want all of you to focus over here because this is something what people call as tips of the exam. There are two approaches. One is called Hunter's approach, and the other one is called Scholar's approach. Now I'm going to ask you guys one by one. Mr. Ansar,
Yes, sir.
do you read the passage first or do you read the questions first?
So usually I used to read passage first, but questions later. But later on, as I read some other reports and IELTS, they says you should read questions first so you get the idea what are you looking for in the passage.
Okay. So the scholar's approach is you read the passage first, which states that before you look at the questions, you should be reading the passage first because it gives you a very good understanding of what the passage is about. And if you are able to retain information, you will end up finding the answers really well. The second one, as he mentioned, is called the Hunter's approach, in which they tell you read the questions first. Now, people normally ask, what are we supposed to do with the reading exam? Should we be working on the questions, like should we be reading the questions first or should we be going for the passage first? Now, most people get 18 out of 40 on IELTS, even if they are very bad at reading. What do you think is the reason? Can you tell me the reasons why people normally get 18 out of 40, which means most people get always, even if they are attempting the exam for the very first time and they're not very good at reading, they get the answers for 18 of those questions, but for the other 22, they're not able to get the answers. What is the reason?
Maybe those questions answers are readily available.
Very good. And that is called skimming and scanning. Now, they actually allow you to get the answers of at least 50% of the questions in the first two or last two lines of
the
each
passage.
paragraph. Please write it down. This is what people call tips and strategies. I don't call them tips and strategies for the reason that this is part of the format of the exam. They allow you to get at least 50% of the questions in the first two and the last two lines of each paragraph. For the others, you have to read the entire passage.
So it's not same for every passage.
It is not same for every passage. It is not even same for the different types of questions. But if when we are going to do the exam, you will see that it is going to be, you will find at least 50% of the questions in the first two and the last two lines. It's not something which happens only for one passage or two passages. It happens for every passage. Yes, Mr. Answer. Were you asking something?
No, sir.
Okay. The second thing is scholar's approach. For the scholar's approach, people read the passage first. Now, who are these people? These people are the people who are voracious readers. Those who are not reading with a compulsion, out of compulsion, these are the people who are reading because they have been reading for years. They would never ever go for the questions first. They would always love to read the passage first because it would give them an understanding of what the passage would be about. Now, let's have a look at the third concept. Please write it down over here. I don't have it. I don't have space over here, so I'll just write it down. It is called the mixed approach. It means you diversify your approach according to the type of question which was given. Now, please write it down. Most people are going to have a lot of trouble. Okay, guys, please have a look at these in sequence. What is the meaning of something which is in sequence?
In order.
Okay, in order, which means whenever you would be having fill in the blanks, whenever they would require you to give your own response related to it, it would be in sequence. And whenever they would require you to label a map or a table, it would be in sequence. The meaning of sequence is that when they are going to give you the answer for number 1 here, they are going to give you the answer for question number 2 from here, 3 from here, 4 from here. But whenever the questions are not in sequence, they can get the answers from anywhere in the passage. That is the reason people would normally get true, false, not given questions wrong. They will get MCQs wrong. They will get matched information questions wrong because they are never in sequence. Sometimes you might be lucky. It depends on the kind of books from which you're doing the passage. But true, false, not given are not going to be in sequence, which means if the answer for question number 1 for true, false was in first passage, it does not mean the answer for 2 would be from the second passage. It could be from the last passage. That is the reason people find it very hard to find those questions. Please move to the third category, which is for suitable heading. For suitable heading, there would be a lot of books which are going to tell you, look at the first 2 lines and the last 2 lines. Well, that is something you can do just to improvise. Could anyone tell me the meaning of improvise?
To improve, sir.
No. What is the meaning of improvise? Mr. Answer, what is the meaning of improvise?
So improvise is to make something.
No.
The ability to improve something.
No. It's a very simple word. Now, what are we doing with these Zoom classes? We are trying to improvise. This was not something which we were supposed to do, but due to coronavirus, we cannot have classes in the classroom, so we are improvising, which means situation is not that much favorable, but still we are trying to do something given the adverse conditions. Are you getting the point?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, what is the meaning of improvising in the reading exam? It means when you don't have time and you think you know that you don't have time, then you will simply improvise by looking at the first two and the last two lines of each paragraph so that you could have calculated guesses. That means improvising. जब आपके पास टाइम ही नहीं बचेगा और आप सोचेंगे चले कुछ करके एग्जाम तो करें, so you will just look at the first two and the last two lines. It is not something which should be your first, I would say, approach. It should be your other approach, or it should be part of your contingency plan. Now, for suitable headings, please write it down. It is always advisable that you read the entire paragraph. Now, Mr. Ansab, do you remember the writing
Yes, sir.
class? In the writing class, what was, now I'm going to show you the connection of all these modules. In the writing part, when you were
Yes, sir.
writing down one paragraph, how many ideas were you having in one paragraph?
Just one idea in one paragraph.
Just one idea, right? You remember that?
Yes, sir.
Now, that is how they test your knowledge on the reading exam also. Now you will see the connection between the reading and the writing exam. You will see the connection that when you have to give a suitable heading, each paragraph is not having 2 to 3 different headings. It is having only one heading, which means they require you to identify the one main point, one main idea which was given in the entire paragraph. Did you get it now?
But so sometimes the problem I face is when you match the suitable headings with the passage or paragraph. Sometimes the heading overlaps with the next paragraph.
No, it
It's
does
that
not
tricky.
Yeah, this is again something I had to tell later, but I'll just tell right now. It does not overlap. The problem is when we are reading, we are actually that much focused on the words. Like we find a word, and what we would do is that we are going to select one. We are going to select one heading. As soon as we will select it, if one heading is wrong, all the other, it's going to be a domino effect. All other questions are going to be wrong, because if we select one wrong, the other one would also be wrong. So what you would try to do now is that you have to keep your mind open rather than focusing on the words which were mentioned. Now, if you want to write it down, you could. Some people say that if a word has been repeated, and they work with similar words, if a word has been repeated 7 to 8 times in a paragraph, it would be having the same heading. The same heading or a similar word would be there. But have you ever decided, or have you ever tried to just isolate one paragraph, look at one paragraph, and try to see what basically were they doing?
So sometimes it's only just the one word which stands out from the whole passage, which is the main idea. Just one word sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yes. Because
Now,
I've read some passages.
yes. So what you would do now is that whenever you are going to do suitable heading questions, in case you guys want to write it down, always go backwards. Because if you are going to move backwards, when you read in sequence for heading questions, you would actually get confused, and it would seem as if all of those headings are perfectly fine for every paragraph which has been given. So what you would do from now onwards is that whenever you will have suitable headings, I want you to do the last heading first, so that you're not following the sequence, so that you could identify the main topic of the paragraph. Did you guys get it?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
you're
sir.
trying to say that we should follow the last heading first and then go back?
Yeah, this is something which has worked for a lot of students. what happens is that when you're reading something, you are having such fixation with the passage that you just believe that everything is going in sequence. When you move backwards, it is no longer a sequence. Now what would happen is that for every paragraph, you will look at the main idea, because the last paragraph, if you're reading it first, it would have no connection with the previous one, and you would be able to identify the main idea from it.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
But again, it's not going to be very easy for me to work on these things. When we were in the classroom, it was much easier because I used to come to students and I used to see where they were reading, and I used to make them underline from where did they actually find it. So we are just improvising right now. Okay, I want you guys to go to page number 96 now. Go to page number 96. Do you have it open? Do you have it open?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You have 7 questions. Questions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want you to answer them. I'm giving you 10 minutes to answer these questions. Today we would do it together, but from tomorrow onwards, I would be assigning you this as homework, and we would just be discussing the exam, or we would only be discussing the things which were giving you problem. Because if we do it like that, this is only the first day for the reading exam. That is the reason I'm doing it in the classroom. But from today onwards, after today, you would do it, and we would only discuss the ones which were giving you some trouble. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, now I want you to do questions 1 to 7. I want you to find the answers, and in the next 10 minutes, we are going to discuss them. Please start.
Sir, in PDF form, there's a reading passage number 3. There are no questions.
Page number 96.
Yes, sir, in PDF form. It's reading passage 3, effects of noise.
Okay, go to, just move ahead. I'm not sure what page it is. I think it was 96. Go to Journal Training, Reading and
104.
Writing Test A. Go to Test
It's
A. It is
it's page number
104,
104, sir.
1010.
4.
Yes, go to page number 104.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Please start. You have 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, I would ask you guys one by one to give me the answers for these questions. 10 minutes.
So where it says a very special dog, is that the one?
It's the one which is talking about Eastern energy.
So it's the document which says IELTS 7 with answers, right?
I'm not sure who's asking.
So it's me, answer.
It is
Yes, sir, it's the same IELTS 7 PDF.
IELTS 7 PDF.
Yes.
Click on it. Then you go to page number 104 and you start doing this passage 1 to 7, questions 1 to 7.
Okay.
5 minutes are left. Actually, 3 minutes are left. Okay, let's start then. Number one, Mr. Ansab, I
Yes, sir.
want you to read question number one,
Okay.
read the statement, and then tell me what the answer is.
Okay. Question 1 is customers should inform Eastern Energy of a change of address on arrival at their new home.
Hmm.
I think the answer is false
False. Where is the answer?
because in the heading moving home it says please give as much as possible if we are moving, but at least 48 hours is required. So here it says the time 48 hours is required.
Okay, so it's not going to be on arrival at their new home.
No, because they say we need at least
right?
because they say we need at least 48 hours.
Very good. So the answer is going to be false.
Yes, sir.
Next person.
Do you agree with it?
Do you want to do number two also?
No, I was talking about, so do you agree with the question 1? False. The statement.
Could you repeat it again?
I said the question 1, I said it's false because in the passage it says they need 48 hours. Do
Yes,
you agree with it?
it is false. It is false.
Okay.
Yes. Now, I want Mr. Okay, Mr. Answer, you'll do number two also.
Okay. The
Yes.
second one is customers are expected to read their own gas or electricity meters.
Hmm.
And the answer for this is true. And I will tell you where it is. Under the passage meter reading, it says Eastern Energy uses various types of meter reading from traditional dial meter to new technology. Digital display meters always read the meter from left to right. So they are advising customers always read from left to right. So they are telling.
Yes, so that is they are expecting the customers to do it, and they're saying that in case if you do not understand it, you could just call us, right?
Yes. Yes. So it is true.
Read number. So the answer for question number two is true.
Yes, sir.
True.
It's true.
Yes, you will now read number three.
Okay. The third one is it is now cheaper to use gas rather than electricity as a form of heating. So the answer is not given because I read the whole passage. I couldn't find it anywhere.
Yes, it was not given.
Yeah.
So the answer for question number three is not given.
It's not given.
Did anyone choose something else for number three?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Yes, read number four now, Mr. Answer.
Okay. The fourth one is Eastern Energy supplies energy to households throughout the UK. The answer is true because it says we can now supply electricity and gas at your new address anywhere in the UK. So it's throughout the country. It's under
Yes.
moving home.
Yes.
The second
Second
last line.
Very good. The
It says
answer-
anywhere in the UK throughout the country.
Very good. Number 5.
Fifth is the energy efficiency line also handles queries about energy supplies. It's false
You're saying if you would
because
like
the
to write-
energy
on the
because the energy efficiency lines only deals with efficiency issues, not complaints or queries.
So please do not use this number for any other inquiry. So the answer for number 5 is going to be false.
False, yes.
Read number 6.
Sixth is all complaints about energy supply should be made by phone. It's also false because under the heading complaints, it says, please contact our complaints handling team at PO box. So it's giving you a post box address, and further it's also giving you or telephone, or you can contact. So it's giving you an option. Either you can send us post or you can call.
Yes, so it's not. There's not a compulsion that you have to do it with the phone. Should mean
Yes.
the compulsion. So the answer is going to be false.
False.
Number 7.
Seventh is customers are not charged for the call when they report a fault in supply. It's not given.
No,
It doesn't say anything. It doesn't say
Sir,
anything
it's
about.
true.
It is true.
There
because
is
in the
mention.
last line, they're saying please call free.
Yeah.
That means you're not going to be charged for it.
Where?
On the supply failure on the last line,
Last
please
line.
call free on.
If there's any problems with your electricity supply,
Okay.
please call free on this number. Got it?
All right. Yes, sir.
Now, I want all of you to do questions 8 to 14, and I'm giving you 8 minutes to do it. Please start. 8 minutes. 3 minutes are left. Are you guys done? Okay, time is up. Let's start. Who wants to read? Let's make Mr. Ahmed Taha read and give the answers. Number 8. Please give me the answer for number 8.
So it's as microwave cooking items are much shorter than cooking time. I have written this number 5, sir. Rapid cooking times.
Why rapid cooking times?
Sir, as it is discussing that cooking times are much shorter than other cooking items.
Okay,
Than the
good.
cooking time.
It is fine. Number 8 is 5. Number 9.
Uh, it's number 7, sir. Small quantities of food.
Take care when eating small amounts of food as these can easily burn. Fine. So number 9 is going to be 7. Read the next one.
Take care when heating dry foods, that is bread items, chocolate and pastries. These can burn or catch fire if cooked too long. So number 4, standing time.
So I think it's different.
I think it should be 9.
Foods low in moisture. Yes, sir. Foods
Yes.
low in moisture.
Foods low in moisture.
Because
They're saying
let's
take
talk
care
about
when
dry
eating dry
foods.
foods, bread items, chocolate and pastry. These can easily burn or catch fire if cooked too long. So these are the ones which are not having moisture. So these are dry. Fine.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next one.
Some processed meats, such as sausages, have non-porous casings. So this is number 2. Foods with skins. Non-porous casings relate to food with skins, I guess.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Next one.
When heating soup, sausages, and beverages in your microwave oven, heating beyond boiling point can occur without evidence of bubbling. So it's number 6. Using a thermometer.
Where are they talking about using a thermometer? When heating soup, sauce and beverages in your microwave oven, heating beyond boiling point can occur without evidence of bubbling. I think it should be related to liquids.
Yes, sir.
Liquids, right?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Next one.
Sir, I was thinking that boiling point is somehow related to thermometer. That's why.
No, it is related to thermometer, but the problem is, what are they asking you to get the temperature? Like, are they asking you to find out what the temperature is?
No.
They're not. They're just talking about when heating soup, sauces, and beverages in micro heating beyond boiling point can occur without evidence of bubbling. So um, they were not asking you to use it.
Okay.
They did not ask you to find out the temperature. If they would have asked you to find out the temperature, it would have been using a thermometer.
Okay.
Okay, next one. 13.
Yes. When warming up food for a second time, it is essential that is it served piping hot. Sir, it's reheating. Number one.
Yes, reheating.
Yes, sir.
And the last one.
Sir, it's number three. Keeping your oven clean.
Okay. So the answers are already available in the book, but I'll just repeat them. Number 8 is going to be 5. Number 9 is going to be 7. 10 is going to be 9. 11 is going to be 2. 12 is 10. 13 is 1. And 14 is 3. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's have a look at questions 15 to 20. I'm going to give you guys 7 minutes to do 15 to 20. Please start. 7 minutes. Questions 15 to 27 minutes. Okay, time is up. Let's start. Ms. Dania is going to give me the answers for all of these. And I think she's not here. The connection is actually not working perhaps most of the time. Miss Asma, are you there? Miss Asma, are you there? Miss Saira. Okay, Mr. Ansab.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So the
Let's start
15
with you then. Question
Okay,
number
the
15. Could you read the
Okay.
question for me?
I will do it, sir.
Yes.
Question 15. Some people chose expensive premises because they want to create an impressive image for their company.
Hmm.
The answer is image.
Where is it?
Uh, let me, it
Hello?
was here.
I'm
Ironically,
here.
so it's the second paragraph. Ironically, some firms swing too far in other direction, committing themselves to a heavy initial outlay because they believe in the importance of image. Second paragraph of what you need.
Okay.
Importance of image.
Importance of image. Very good. Now read
So,
question number 16.
okay, 16 is businesses which depend on dash need to be on or near the principal shopping areas. So it will be passing trade.
Where is it?
It's in the paragraph location. High street premises are important for shops which rely on passing trade.
Very
So I
good.
believe it's passing trade.
So depend is another word for rely, right?
Yes, sir.
So they're working on the similar words, and if you work on or if you realize what the similar word is, you would be able to get the answer very quickly. Read 17 now.
Okay, the 17th is businesses which produce goods must check there is dash to the premises for delivery vehicles.
Hmm.
So the answer is access.
Okay, where is it?
It's in the same passage in location. The second paragraph, manufacturing and storage relies heavily on access.
Good. So what do you see in these filling the blanks? Do you see that they're actually moving according to a sequence?
Yes, sir, there is a
Yeah.
order.
So for filling the blanks, there is a sequence. For true false not given, there was no sequence. Please read 18.
18th is when choosing a building for your premises, find out where the dash could be removed to create more room.
Hmm.
So the answer is alteration.
Find out whether alteration could be removed.
I
Yes,
guess
sir.
it's walls. Walls can be removed.
Yeah, alteration cannot be removed. Where is the answer walls? Mr.
It's
Ahmed,
in,
where is walls?
Sir,
Where are
yes,
walls?
sir. Sir, it's the first paragraph of growth. The
Yes.
third line, sir, maybe
Third line.
knocking down walls.
Can a building be physically altered internally by knocking down walls or by extending outwards or adding extra floors? So it would be walls. Go to number 19 now.
so don't you think alteration is, walls is also included in alteration? It can be anything, tearing down walls or floor or anything.
No. If you are talking about alterations, if you read it, as far as grammar is concerned, if you read it, when choosing a building for your premises, find out whether alterations could be removed. Now, alterations cannot be removed. Alterations are things that can be
Okay.
done, changes. So changes cannot be removed.
Okay.
So it doesn't sound grammatically correct. Number 19, please. What did you choose for 19?
I didn't do 19.
You did not do 19.
Sir, it's contract.
I was still reading.
Okay. Make sure that the contract states what type of building alteration might be permitted. Where is the answer?
So it's the second paragraph of growth. Landlords obviously have to agree to any changes, so it's important that the contract includes
Very good. And the last one, if business premises are located close to a dash, extensions may not be allowed.
the conservation area.
Conservation area.
So it's the second last line of the growth paragraph. Second paragraph of growth, second last line. The building may be in a conservation area or near housing.
Oh, it would never be conservation area, because if you look at the preposition, they're saying in a conservation area, and the other one is near housing. So what is the passage saying? Near is another word for close. So the answer should be housing, not
Housing.
conservation area.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
Did everyone get this question, the last one?
Yes.
Anyone who got it wrong? They're saying if business premises are located close to, there are two things given. The building may be in a conservation area, which means in a conservation area, and the other one is near housing. So the answer should be near housing, because in the filling the blank, they're saying if business premises are located close to. So close means it is not inside, it is near to it. So it should be housing. Got it?
Yes.
Yes.
So can't we write conservation area?
Ms. Asma, could you repeat it again? What did you say?
Yes, sir. Sir, can't we write conservation area?
Yeah, this is something I was telling right now. Conservation area, they're saying the building may be in का मतलब है conservation area के अंदर है, or near housing, या फिर housing के नजदीक. Now, if you look at the question, they're saying if businesses premises are located close to. They're not
Yes,
saying
sir.
in a particular area, they're saying if they are close to. So close
Close
is
to.
another word for near. So the answer has to be housing.
Right, sir.
Got it? Now I'm going to
Yes,
give
sir.
you guys 9 minutes to do questions. Actually, 8 minutes to do questions 21 to 27. Start, please. 21 to 27. Now, this is the last time we are doing it in the class. But whatever homework which I would be assigning you for tomorrow, you have to do it. Today, when I was conducting the speaking exams, I think I would say out of 16 people, only 5 or 6 people took the exam. So let's start. I'll talk about it later, but right now I just want you to focus on these questions. 21 to 27, I'm giving you 8 minutes to do them.
जी क्या सामने है ना, कर देते ना बाद में सब कुछ।
Okay, let's start. Miss Asma is going to answer
Yes, sir.
21 to 27. Let's start with 21. Please
Where do most
read the
employees collect
questions.
their wages?
Mhm.
It's at the department. So it's in the first line. Generally, employees pick up the paychecks in the department. If not, they
Okay,
may
very
be
good.
picked up at the business office.
Number 22.
Who has to authorize any overtime an employee wishes to do? It's the supervisor. Answer. The supervisor must approve all overtime before overtime occurs.
Okay, good. 23.
23 is who is not paid extra for working more than 40 hours a week. It's exempt employees. Exempt employees receive no additional compensation
Very good. Exempt employees receive no additional compensation
for
for overtime hours. Fine. Okay. And 24.
hours. Which if they wish to have the parking charge taken off their salary, it's the human resource.
Okay,
A
where is it?
monthly pre-tax payroll deduction can be made by visiting human resources.
Where is it?
So it's in the parking paragraph in the second
Okay,
line.
by
Second line.
visiting human resource. Very good. 25.
What method is used to calculate part-time employees' holidays? It's a prorated system, or maybe it could be initiated annually.
It is prorated system. What is the meaning of
Prorated system.
prorated system?
Prorated.
Something
So
It's depend upon the number of
already
service years
yes, it is done something done proportionally.
comparison to yes.
Yes. Next.
26 is which documents must employees fill in to select their personal holidays? It's the leave request form. It's in the personal holiday paragraph, last line of that paragraph. Personal holiday will be required to complete leave request forms. No more than one personal holiday is authorized
Very
annually.
good. And 27.
27. What is the name of the special entitlement provided to employees with birthdays in the second half of the December? It's the grace period. Answer is grace period. It's in the last line. What is known as the grace period through January 15 is given to those employees whose birthdays fall between December 16 and the end of the year.
Okay, very good. Now I would be giving you some time to do questions 28 to 32. I'm giving you 8 minutes. Please start doing questions 28 to 32. And this is now a longer passage. Now, if you are for journal training, your all passages are not going to be shorter passages. The last one would be just like this. And if you're for academic, all your passages are going to be longer passages. So it is going to be hard for most people to do this one. But for tomorrow, I would be sharing 4 more exams, which I'll share right now. I would require all of you, even if you are for academic, I would require you guys to work on the journal training one, because after doing 8 to 10 exams, you will be comfortable with the reading exam. Now I want you to do questions 28 to 32. Start please. I'm giving you 7 minutes to do it. Actually, it is one complete passage, so I won't require you to do only 28 to 32. Just actually, no, sorry for interrupting. Just do 28 to 32. Rest of them we will do after we have checked these ones. Okay, shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Athar Emani, You are going
Yes, sir.
to answer questions 28 to 32.
Okay, sir. The drugs in the suitcase had pepper and coffee around them. The answer is
B.
the answer is mentioned on the second paragraph, second last line. Inside the case within styrofoam casing packed in loose pepper and coffee, wrapped in freezer paper and heat sealed in plastic, are 18 kilograms of
So the
hashish.
answer would be B. Good. 29.
Most dogs are not good at finding drugs because they lack certain genetic qualities. Okay.
Very good. Where's the answer?
So the answer is mentioned in third passage. The the cleverly concealed drug don't fool Supersonic Florence and her persistent scratching at the case alerts her handle. Okay, yes, Florence is one of a truly new breed, the product of what is perhaps the only project in the world dedicated to breeding dogs solely to detect drugs. Should I continue?
Uh, for 30, what did he choose? For 29, what did he choose?
30 is,
No, 20.
sir, 29.
Yes.
They lack certain genetic qualities.
But where are they talking about genes over here?
Okay, sir. Let me tell you. On the third paragraph, second line, Florence is one of a truly new breed, the
Okay.
product of what is
30.
her the only they are talking about breeding,
Okay.
so
Now,
genes is already.
yes. Number 30.
Okay, wait, sir. Yes, Florence is a good dog. Number 30 is, I think it's C, has been specially trained to work at airports.
Where is it?
Okay, just sir, let me see. Yes, sir. It's the fourth paragraph, third line. It turns out that it's not Florence's nose that makes her a top drug dog, but her her unsavoring concentration plus a few other essential traits.
So it's not related to, um, they're talking about
Training.
unswerving concentration. So it's not going to be
Okay,
related to the airport. It is going to be B.
sir. At the start of the paragraph, and what began as a wholly practical exercises in keeping illegal drugs out of the Australia may end up playing a role in an entirely different sphere.
No, but the question is a good drug detector because why? So it's not what Florence is doing. It's how has Florence become a good drug detector. It is because
Sir, I have a different opinion right here. You can see the paragraph 3, the cleverly concealed drugs don't fool super sniffer. It's adjective super sniffer Florence. It's describing that it's a super sniffer. But in the B part, it's mentioned that her persistent scratching at the case alerts her handler. So
Hmm.
this is true way to notify that it's persistent scratching. But to find out where are the drugs, it's the super sniffer. I guess it's a A.
Yeah, has a better sense of smell other
You're
than
saying
anything.
A.
Yes, sir, because in B is coming that it's persistent, but its persistent behavior indicates that the case alerts her handler. There is only to alert, but the quality is a super sniffer.
If you're talking about super sniffer, but there is also third line of fourth paragraph. It mentions it turns out that it's not Florence nose that makes her a top drug dog.
Hmm.
They are talking about also its nose. So it's been the A1 is not, or maybe it wouldn't be a good answer. That answer.
Where have they written down the nose part?
Sir, third line of fourth paragraph.
Yes, it turns out that it's not Florence's nose that makes her a top, but her unswerving concentration. So it
And
is
then
going
it's
to
going
be,
to be B,
Sir,
not easily
uh,
distracted.
yes, it is going to be B. It means
okay,
it is very hard to distract it.
okay, sir.
Okay, 31, please.
Dogs like Florence may help scientists understand. The right answer I choose is why some people have difficulty paying attention.
Yes.
Okay, the answer is mentioned in fifth paragraph, line number I think it's 5. Florence could help neurobiologists to understand both what they call attention processing, the brain mechanism that determine what a person pays attention to and for how long, and its flip side, problems such as attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
So, and they're saying where the incidence is highest, although diagnosis is often controversial. So the answer would be why some people have difficulty paying attention. Anyone who got 31 wrong? Shall we proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 32. In 1993, the Australian Customs, what?
Asked private breeders to provide more dogs.
So I guess it's C. Change the way it obtained dogs because they discontinued to provide getting dogs from the private breeders.
So they set up a breeding program in the
Yes,
University of Melbourne where Dr.
yes.
Ketchum is.
But they fed up with the private breeders, so they set up a new breeding program.
Change the way it obtained dogs, right?
Yes.
Change the weights obtained. Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's do questions 33 to 40 now. I'm going to give you guys 8 minutes to do it. After 8 minutes, we are going to discuss them.
Okay.
Are you guys done?
Most of.
Okay, let's start now. Miss Saira, you're going to give me the answers.
Okay, sir.
Which four of the following qualities are mentioned by the writer of the text?
Option number D, an ability to work in noisy conditions.
Okay, where is it? And the order does not matter. So where is the answer?
Sir, it is in the second page, in second paragraph. A good detector must be capable of focusing on the task of searching for drugs despite the distractions in any airport or dockside.
Okay,
And then
very good.
option number D,
Okay, next one.
an ability to work in noisy conditions. And the next one is E, an ability to maintain concentration.
Okay, so it is, I think, right after this one where they're saying that and maintain focus for hours at a time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next one.
Next one is F, a willingness to work without constant encouragement.
To work without where is it?
Sir, it is on the second page and line number 3.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're saying that dog must love praise
But the dog
because
must still be
but
able to work
still
for
be able
long
to work
periods.
for long periods without it, right? Good.
Yes, sir.
And the next one,
Sir, what?
It's J, the ability to search a large number of places rapidly.
where is it?
Sir, it is in the second page, first paragraph, the stamina to keep sniffing at the taxing rate of around 300 times per minute.
But I don't think they're talking about the number of places.
Yes.
So this
Sir,
would
they are talking about stamina, and
Mhm.
basically stamina depends on that thing. So how much it's take to you long time to search more places?
No, it's not about number of
It
places.
might be a good
It could
relation
be
with people.
it could be the same place which you have to search. It's not going to be the number of places.
I think it's J. G.
J, can you tell me where is J?
Sir, the ability to search a large number of
No.
places rapidly. Okay, let me.
Yes. What about I?
A desire
I
for people's
First,
approval.
every good detective must love praise because this is only. So the answer should
no,
be
sir. I
I.
don't think so.
Why not I?
Because sir, there's there isn't mention anything like I. Yeah, it mentioned love, praise, and which is
Yes, a desire for
comes in
people's
A
approval.
point.
Saying first, every good detective must love praise. Praise का क्या मतलब होता है?
Yeah, so
लोगों का approval.
praise like
Praise तारीफ को कहते हैं ना approval.
yes, sir. A good relationship with people.
But sir, they also mentioned that they can work without it for a
Yes.
long time of time.
So they're saying that first they should have love. They should love praise.
Yes, sir.
This is
Second,
including
long
if
period
they don't
work.
have it, but the dog must still be able to work for longer periods without it. That means they should love praise, but they should also be able to work without it. So
Okay, sir.
it would be both of them. Please read to
Yes,
me again.
sir. They also mention long period work. So what about the J?
When
After
they say
love, praise,
yes,
they mention long period work.
now when they're talking a large number of places, if you're talking about the dog is actually at the same place, which is the airport. So they're not searching large number of places rapidly. They're just searching the same place
Okay, okay.
with a lot of concentration. Did you get the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 37, please.
Yes, sir. I get it.
Methods of determining if
37,
a
sir.
child has ADHD, antideficiency hypersensitivity syndrome are now widely accepted. It's false.
It is false because they're saying that although diagnosis is often controversial, it is one, two, three, four, fourth paragraph, last line, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
38.
After about 5 minutes of a vigilance test, some subjects will start notice some blips.
Hmm.
It's false.
Where is it?
Sir, it is in the second page and fourth paragraph, third last line. 5 minutes into the test, 1 in 10 subjects will start to miss the majority of the blips. Fourth paragraph,
Hmm.
second page and third last line.
So some subjects will still notice some blips. So
Yes, sir.
why is it false? It should be true.
No, sir. They have mentioned that the majority of this, that 1 in 10 subjects will start to miss the majority of the blips.
One in
Should be
10
true.
will miss it.
1 in 10. Some subject will notice some blips. It should be true.
Yes, it should be true. Got it?
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Vigilance tests help improve concentration. It's true.
Where is it?
Sir, in the vigilance, it is in the second page, second last paragraph. Vigilance task provide signals that are infrequent and unpredictable, which is exactly what is expected of the dogs when they are asked to notice just a few odor molecules in the air and then to home in one on the source during a meal, during a routine mail screen that can take hours. The dogs stay so focused that not even a postcard line with zero point 0.5 grams of heroin and hidden in a bulging sack of
I think it
letters
should be
escapes.
not given because it is not telling you anything about improving concentration.
Okay,
Sir,
sir.
but the line was written as that the dog stays so focused that even not even a postcard line with zero point 0.5 grams of urine hidden in the bulging sack of letter escapes detection.
Let's read it again. Vigilance tests provide signals that are infrequent and unpredictable, which is exactly what is expected of the dogs when they are asked to notice just a few odor molecules in the air and then to home in on the source. During routine mail screen, they're not talking about vigilance tests over here. They're talking about during a routine mail screen that take hours, the dogs stay focused that not even. So
Okay.
it's not about the vigilance test. It is they're just comparing it with another situation. Vigilance test के बारे में उन्होंने पिछले they talked about vigilance tests in the preceding paragraph.
Okay, sir.
In a few grams of a drug well concealed, even the best dogs will miss them. True, false, or not given?
False, sir.
Yes, it is going to be false because if you read the last line, during a routine mail screen that can take hours, the dog stays so focused that not even a postcard line with zero point 0.5 grams of heroin and hidden in a bulging sack of letters escapes detection. वो कहते हैं इस चीज को भी वो escape नहीं कर सकते detection को. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now I want you guys to do test B for tomorrow. After discussing the listening exam, I think we would be able to discuss the listening exam in about half an hour because I'll have to just explain you the format and then I would simply ask you to start doing about 4 to 5 listening exams every week. We would be discussing test number B of the same book. I want you to do it. Please do it because if you don't do it, we won't be able to discuss it. Even if one person has not done it, we won't be able to discuss it. Got it?
Where is it?
इसी बुक के आगे
Sir, repeat.
ये जैसे रीडिंग
Yes, sir.
एग्जाम खत्म हुआ है ना आप जरा आगे जाएं
Yes.
बताएं कौन सा पेज
Writing,
है
writing task,
आगे और आगे जाएं
writing task 2. Okay, general training, reading and writing test B.
टेस्ट बी व्हाट इज द पेज
So page number 109.
109 so you guys are required to do page 109
It's
और इसका पूरा
109.
टेस्ट आपने करना है you have to do the entire exam for page 109 the answers are provided I just want to discuss one more exam with you and today actually also I would be sharing 4 more reading exams you will do them whenever you want to in this week but for tomorrow you have to do test number B got it
Okay.
Okay.
okay
Yes.
so yesterday your performance was very good as far as the vocabulary quizzes was concerned I saw that a lot of you were doing those quizzes and posting your results also as far as today a lot of you did not come for the speaking exam I don't know the reason I would be checking all your essays by tomorrow and I would be calling those people who were having a lot of mistakes, or I would be discussing your essays. But now please try to do the speaking exam whenever you're assigned a time. And I would be sharing 10 more vocabulary quizzes, 5 more actually, not 10, 5 more vocabulary quizzes for tomorrow. And I would expect you guys to do them also. And I will also do one more grammar review quiz. Okay? Any
Thank you, sir.
problem?
Okay.
Now,
No.
now you guys know about the reading exam. I would be sharing about 4 exams today, which you will do in this week, and you would be also having those answers with you. But for tomorrow, you have to do test number B. See you guys tomorrow now.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
Start.
Stop.